Three little sisters, age 11, 7, and just 5 years old. No parents, no phone, no backpack, just tiny berry baskets in their hand. Night has fallen. They're lying under a cold tree in the Siberian forest, somewhere in the dark, a wolf house. They were supposed to be gone for one afternoon. They don't come home for days. This is a true story. And the simple choices these girls make out there are the reason they're still alive today. But here's the scary part. They have no idea how deep they've already gone. In the forest they've walked into, it has killed grown men. This happens in Yakutia, Russia's far northeast. Endless forests, brutal winters, short summers. A small village sits at the edge of that forest. Wooden houses, dirt roads, kids who grow up seeing trees instead of traffic. One summer day, three sisters step out of their yard. Their plan is simple: pick berries near the village and come back. They know the forest. They've gone there with adults many times. They know which berries are safe. But this time, they go alone. At first, they stay close, near the fields, near the first line of trees. They can still hear village sounds, dogs' voices, a tractor somewhere. Then they see something that pulls them deeper. Thicker patches of bright berries, just a little further in. More berries means more fun. Maybe a surprise for their parents. Full baskets. So they walk a little further. Then a little more. The trees grow closer together. The path under their feet fades. Light turns from open sky to a greenish shade. Their eyes stay on the berries, not on the way back. At some point, one of them looks up. No houses, no fences, that no village sounds, just trees. Every direction looks the same. They stop. The forest is suddenly too quiet. They try to turn back. But which way is back? The path they think they follow 80 is now just another random line of trees. They call out, "Mama." Their small voices vanish into the forest. No answer. Panic starts creeping in. They walk in one direction for a bit, then doubt themselves, turn, and unknowingly start moving in circles. The sun drops lower. Shadows stretch. The air cools fast. They are still lost. And something much bigger is now coming for them. Night. But this night won't just be dark. It will test them in ways they can't imagine yet. In Yakutia, even summer nights can be dangerously cold, especially in low, damp places near streams. When darkness wraps around them, the forest transforms. Daytime forest is green and familiar. Night forest is black, loud, and full of things they can't see. Branches crack somewhere close. A distant howl rises and fades. Thousands of mosquitoes whine around their heads. They have two choices: keep walking in the dark or stop. Many adults in this situation keep moving and walk straight into danger. Holes, cliffs, swamps. These three children do something smarter. They find a big tree with low branches, somewhere slightly higher, slightly drier. They pull together grass and leaves for a thin bed. Then they use the most powerful survival tool they have, each other. All three of them press tight together, sharing whatever body heat is left in their small bodies. No fire, no blanket, no roof, just a tree above them, hard ground below, and the oldest sister's arms wrapped around the younger two. They cry. They whisper for their mother, but they don't move. That one decision, to stay put, probably saves them from broken legs, from swamps, from wandering even deeper where no one would ever find them. Somewhere in the dark, wolves and bears are moving. The girls close their eyes and wait for morning. They don't know it yet, but right now, back in the village, adults are already starting to panic. Evening comes. The three girls are not back. Family members check the usual spots: a neighbor's house, the river, someone's yard. Nothing. Adults grab flashlights. They shout the girls' names along the forest edge. Silence. Worry turns into fear. Fear turns into emergency calls. By that night, hunters and villagers who know the taiga best grab their gear and head toward the tree line. They know what the forest can do to children: cold, predators, swamps that swallow footprints. Every hour from now on is critical, and they all know it. The first night passes. Somehow the girls survive it. When the sky lightens, they wake up, cold, stiff, thirsty, hungry. No sign of home. No human voices. No helicopter sound. So they pick a direction that feels right and start walking. But children don't understand distance like adults do. What feels like not so far is actually pulling them deeper and deeper into the taiga. They struggle over fallen trees. They go around marshy ground where each step could sink. Mosquitoes attack any exposed skin. Their arms and legs are already dotted with red, swollen bites. But then the forest gives them a small gift. They hear a faint sound, running water. They follow it. A small stream appears, clear, shallow, cold. They run to it. drink straight from the flow with cupped hands, wash mud and sweat from their faces. They don't know any science. They just know this. Moving water looks safer than a dirty puddle. And they're right. Food is harder. No bread. No snacks. Nothing from home. So they go back to the only thing they understand. Berries. The same types they were picking near the village. The same ones their mother taught them to recognize. That knowledge, absorbed over years of watching adults, is now keeping them alive. Berries don't give much energy, mostly water and sugar, just enough to keep their legs moving. Their stomachs cramp, then settle into a constant, dull ache. The older sister watches the youngest, makes sure she eats first. Every time. Day turns to evening, they're still lost. And now they know for certain, this is not a little delay. This is real. They prepare for another night in the forest, but the worst night hasn't come yet. After the first shock fades, their bodies and minds fall into a rough pattern. Day walk, follow animal trails, find water, pick berries, stay together. Night find a tree, make a thin bed, lie close, listen to the dark. But each night is harder than the last. Their bodies are weaker. The cold feels sharper. The hunger goes from a keto, something that sits in their chests. Mosquitoes have bitten every exposed inch of skin. Scratches from branches are turning red. Their clothes are damp, torn, stained. On one of those nights, the cold drops lower than before. The youngest shivers so hard she can't stop. The oldest pulls her closer, wraps both arms tight, presses her face against her little sister's hair. She doesn't say it'll be okay. She just holds on. And that's enough. Survival experts see this again and again. When children are lost, one thing makes the biggest difference. Not tools, not training. An older child who refuses to give up. At 11 years old, the oldest sister is still a kid. But out here, she's become the leader. She decides when to move and when to stop. She calms the younger two when sounds get too close. She makes sure they drink and eat before she does. She is terrified, but she can't show all of it. Her calm is their calm. Her courage is the only wall between her sisters and total panic. While they survive each night by inches, the search on the outside is getting desperate. Every day the girls stay missing. More people join the search. Dozens, then hundreds. Villagers, hunters, police, volunteers from other towns. Helicopters fly over the forest in daylight. Their crews stare down an endless sea of green. From up there, 3 small children under trees look like shadows, invisible. On the ground, teams walk in lines. They call the girls names until their throats burn raw. They check valleys, ridges, berry patches, riverbanks. They find bear tracks in the mud, fresh one. They know wolves are circling somewhere nearby. The clock is brutal. After 2 to 3 days, the chance of finding lost children alive in these conditions drops hard. Everyone knows those numbers, but nobody says them out loud. Searchers' feet blister. Eyes go red from no sleep. Tempers snap, then apologies follow. Exhaustion does that. But every time someone thinks about stopping, the same image comes back. 3 little girls, alone under a tree, waiting for someone to find them. That picture doesn't let anyone quit. What the girls don't know, an entire region is now moving because of them. And then, something changes. Along a small river, one search team pushes through thick undergrowth. Branches scratch their faces. Mud pulls at their boots. Then a sound. Faint. Almost nothing, too weak to be an adult, too human to be an animal. They stop, hold their breath, listen. It comes again. They push forward faster now, forcing through bushes and low branches toward the riverbank. Under a tree near the water, they see them. 3 small figures, huddled together. For a second, no one breathes. 3 girls, thin, faces narrower than any child's face should be, dirty, clothes stained, torn, crusted with mud, arms and legs swollen with bites, weak, exhausted, but breathing, awake, alive. All 3. The oldest sister tries to stand. She moves in front of her younger sisters, still protecting them, even now. Then she sees their faces. These aren't strangers. These are rescuers. Her legs give out. The youngest doesn't even have energy to cry. She just reaches out one small hand. A rescuer grabs it and doesn't let go. Everything breaks at once, tears, relief, shock. The adults cry too. Nobody tries to hide it. Jackets come off backs and wrap around the girls. Blankets appear. Small sips of water, carefully. Soft food, slowly. Warm voices in familiar language. A radio crackles. We found them. 3 girls. Alive. Back in the village, that sentence lands like a shockwave. Imagine being their mother, standing by a door you've stared at for days, waiting for news you were starting to believe would never come. And then those 3 words. They're alive. The girls are rushed to a local clinic first, then a better-equipped hospital. Doctors find mild hypothermia from the cold nights, dangerous but not fatal dehydration, close to serious, but the streams save them, infections starting in bites and scratches, early malnutrition, days of berries aren't enough for growing bodies. Nothing is easy, but nothing is beyond saving. For fluids go and warm blankets wrap around them. Soft, warm food replaces the ache in their stomachs. Children's bodies can recover fast when they finally get heat, water, and calories. Within days, color returns to their faces. They talk more. They ask for their parents. They start to look like children again. The marks on their skin will fade. The fear inside takes longer. Nightmares come for weeks. They wake up crying. They cling to their mother whenever she moves toward the door. The youngest won't sleep unless she's touching her older sister. But they have one thing that helps more than any medicine. They are together, all three. And this time, they're not letting go. People call it a miracle. Maybe it is. But behind the miracle, there are real reasons these three girls survived where others, older, stronger, better equipped, have not. Their mother taught them which berries were safe. She didn't know she was teaching them survival, but she was. They drank from moving streams, not stagnant puddles. Not because they read it in a book, because they watched adults do it their whole lives. They never separated, not once. In a forest that confuses grown men, three small girls held on to each other every single moment. They didn't wander in the dark. They stopped. They sheltered. They huddled. No fancy survival skills, just simple, right decisions repeated every night. And then there was the oldest sister, 11 years old, scared out of her mind. But she made herself into a wall between her sisters and despair. She decided when to walk and when to stop. She made sure the youngest ate first. She held them through every cold, terrifying night. She wasn't trained for this. She just loved them too much to fall apart. And on the other side, a community that refused to quit. Villagers who know every ridge and river bend, hunters who can read tracks in mud. Hundreds of people who kept walking into that forest long after the numbers said stop. The forest tried to swallow these children. The people pulled them back out. Three small sisters walk out of a hospital and back into their village. They left home as kids who just wanted to pick berries on a summer afternoon. They came back as survivors off one of the harshest forests on Earth. If you were their parent, would you ever let them out of your sight again? If this story kept you watching till the end, hit like. It takes 1 second, and it helps this channel reach more people who care about real survival stories.